The big three of live-action anime adaptation. Live-action adaptations of anime frequently encounter a significant disparity in quality, with a tendency to lean more towards the unfavorable rather than the commendable. Netflix's rendition of Death Note is often highlighted as a prime example, yet it's essential to acknowledge that Japan's track record with the source material hasn't been stellar either. The primary challenge consistently faced in this adaptation is how to effectively compress over 15 hours of television content into a mere 90-minute movie. This presents a formidable obstacle, leading to the reasonable suggestion that perhaps it's time to consider ceasing attempts to bring anime to the big screen. The idea of turning anime into live-action productions can be traced back to the early days of Japanese cinema. In the 1960s and 1970s, some of the first adaptations emerged with the focus of transforming popular manga series. The 2000s brought increased international interest in adapting anime to live-action, with Hollywood studios recognizing the potential for crossover success. That meant now we anime fans were going to be eating good, right? No, it's all down here from there. Until in the 2020s, we've seen an explosion of diverse adaptations, with live-action series and films spanning various genres. Of course, not all adaptations have been smooth sailing. The challenges of translating the often fantastical and over-the-top nature of anime into live-action can lead to controversy, with some adaptations facing accusations of whitewashing and altering key elements of the source material. But we're not here to talk about the bad one. Without further ado, here's the big three of live-action anime adaptation. The Bleach live-action adaptation that hit Netflix in 2018 didn't quite Bleach fans away. Sure, the characters looked the part, like Rukia being small and cute. Ichigo was badass as ever. Renji was a savage. The only problem was the missing Hispanic representation. It gave us a taste of what halls would look like in real life, and it was terrifying. But translating the elaborate and otherworldly battles from the manga into live action proved to be challenging. It was as if Ichigo's Zanpakuto had lost some of its edge in the translation process. But here's the silver lining. Sometimes, even if it's not perfect, seeing your favorite characters come to life is a delightful experience in its own way. And if nothing else, it made us appreciate how unique and extraordinary the original Bleach series truly is. One of its many criticisms was why the hell didn't they make it a series like One Piece? I absolutely loved it, and as a fan of the anime and manga, they did a damn good job. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a prime example of an anime where the word bizarre isn't in the title just for show. It's stylish, has some insane superpower, and loving characters. So you might ask, how do you possibly translate all these fabulous scales into live action? The answer, with style, pizzazz, and a whole lot of craziness. The live action adaptation of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, released in Japan in 2017, may have left some fans scratching their heads, but in the best possible way. The live action adaptation had its quirks, with some CGI moments that might have raised a few eyebrows, but it did what JoJo's Bizarre Adventure does best. It went all in on being uniquely, unapologetically JoJo, which sometimes manages to be even more over the top than the original anime, and for that, it deserves a standing ovation. Sure, it makes some strange creative decisions, like having Josuke's grandfather almost being sent to hospital for talking shit about his grandson's hair. Weird scenes straight out of a mukbang channel, as well as an off-putting cliffhanger. But aside from that, the producers did a great job with casting the characters, the costumes, the stands, the fights, and etc. A recent example in the minds of many fans of great live-action anime is the 2019 adaptation of Alita, Battle Angel. James Cameron's film was a hit among manga fans and grossed over 400 million worldwide. Unlike One Piece, Alita didn't have such a fervent fanbase when it was released, and yet it proved to be a sure bet. The film reflects the spirit of the work, with great dialogue and interactions between the characters, excellent visual effects, especially in the fight, all wrapped up in a brilliant direction by James James Cameron. There are those who say that this is technically the best live-action anime and manga we've had, but has it managed to attract new fans to the franchise like One Piece did? Probably not. The production took the franchise to another level and made Eiichiro Oda's work stand out in all media. The manga has the largest number of copies in circulation in the world. Anime is at its best in animation and is one of the most watched in Japanese TV, and the live action is already one of the biggest hits of 2023. Considering all of this, we see that this is a complicated debate. It is difficult to pinpoint what defines the best, especially because the investment behind the project says and determines a lot. Ultimately, hype and budget dictate the collective opinion of certain productions, and fans seasoned with terrible adaptations such as Dragon Ball, Death Note, and Cowboy Bebop, who are easily won over by productions that manage to convey the essence of their favorite works. One Piece, Bleach, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure are good examples of this. Despite many problems, each of them fulfills their role in the face of the most important opinion, that of the fan. Whether One Piece is the best live action or not is up to you, but if you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend you do so.